I'm here. The stream is starting soon. The stream is starting now. Welcome to Instruction Derby HELLection Day special because it's scary and bad. And that's where we're at. So if anybody's here, um, woo, Space Astro Cat. Andrew Elmore came, but I think had to go to a meeting. We got some folks, and we're just hanging out. Let's read some manuals today. Meep, hello Meep. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the little stickers there. It's good to have you here on the stream. For anybody joining for the first time, this is Flashback 64. Yes, don't blame me. I voted for Sonork. Unfortunately, I voted to usurp Sonork. Flashback 64. If anybody's curious, that is from the. Which one is that? Is that War Gods? They're all the N64 fighting games sort of run together. Anyway, for anybody just joining, this is Flashback 60, or no, this is not Flashback 64. What the hell am I talking about? This is Instruction Derby. I'm talking to Flashback 64. Oh my god. But we will one day, spoiler alert, we will one day have a team up episode. I would love to do that. So yes, you've taken over. It is now Flashback 64. Uh, That's okay. You know what? That would be a pretty okay way to spend election days, becoming Flashback 64. Good podcast for folks joining. This is Instruction Derby, but I will call out that if you're looking for a good podcast to enjoy today, the recent episode about San Francisco Rush and Duke Nukem, I forget which Duke Nukem it is, that Flashback 64 has put out, is a wonderful episode, a lot of fun. And if you are looking for a way to feel not so bad about everything that's going on, take a look at it. I don't have the link to it right here, but Goo and McKenna, you are welcome to drop the link in the chat if you'd like to. We've also got music right now from the awesome Andrew Elmore Wavebeam. You can sort of see up here, little logo to the side. That is the music that's going to be backing up today's stream. Today's stream is extremely unfocused. Today's stream is not pre-considered, and it is without any particular direction, which is sort of how I'm feeling today. I know that we will read the Dynamite Cop manual. I did find the PDF for that, so we can have that there. There we go. Got a good link in the chat. Yeah, so we'll just read some manuals. We'll listen to some music, and we'll see how things go. I've got about an hour, a little bit more than that, to just kind of groove, kind of chill. Feel free to drop in, drop out. No skin off my back. I'm doing this selfishly, in part, to just keep myself from feeling so terrible and stressed out. Although, at the risk of being a political prognosticator, and I know that Twitch has some recent rules on the types of politics we can talk about, I am feeling like I think this is the last run for old Donnie. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling fairly confident about that. We'll see. Maybe I'm just telling myself that to make it through the day. But if you are not feeling so good, I advise. Holy smokes. That's great. That's a good way to start the podcast or the stream. That's good. That's a good sign. I'm sure the cough will only get better from here on out. Let's watch something real quick. Let's just move on to where I don't have to talk. Let's watch a commercial from Japan for Dynamite Cop, the Sega Dreamcast game of all time. That's not it. That's not it at all. That's actually just the Wikipedia page I was looking at for United States Presidential Race, a game that Space Astro Cat threw into the chat there for us. And now I would love to see a manual for this one, actually. But let's go ahead and take a look at, I think, this bad boy right here. Let's see how this goes. Tell me if you can hear it. Oh, I muted it. You can't hear it because I muted it. I'm telling you. I did almost no prep. Oh. I'm guessing people can't hear it. For some reason, it appears desktop audio does not want to be playing. 1 second. Properties. That's why. Default. Let's try this one. Desktop audio. Let's try it again. There we go.
食事は？あ、いいわ。何これ？
身近な武器で勝負を決めろ。ダイナマイトデカ2絶賛発売中。
So it's a little hard to see exactly what's going on in there, but I think we get the gist. It's a little bit of an alarming commercial, I think, because it seems like it appears to be a husband and wife doing fights against each other, but I'll allow it. They're throwing food at each other. Maybe it's their love language. My love language is Dynamite Cop on the Sega Dreamcast. And actually, let's go ahead and just look at, since we're here, Dynamite Cop's intro. Let's watch the intro cinema. I'd like to do that if that's okay. Sintro. Dynamite Cop intro. This is a computer I don't use all that often. Intro and short demo. Let's go with this. Do we have to watch a commercial? Oh, yeah. Let's kick back. This is in honor of Tim Walls. A little Sega Dreamcast gameplay. You got your ADX, you got your MPEG soft deck. You do need a memory card. Careful. Dynamite Cop save data found. It seems very quiet. And it's doing this again. Oh, there we go.
We have a situation down there. Some modern-day pirates have hijacked a huge cruiser. They're holding 2,000 hostages inside, including the president's daughter. We have to invade the ship, clear the pirates, and rescue the hostages, especially the president's daughter.
That was really giant, really giant. Yeah. So they go up to the ship. Yes. That guy was power from blue stick. God, what a game. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and just read it, shall we? This is the wrong one. Game 1 read. There we go. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching a little bit of the intro to Dynamite Cop. I think that's it's a good one. Let's go ahead and increase the screen size on this bad boy just a little bit. That's right. Okay. Oh, no, that's too much. I had it right before, I think, actually. Let's just do this. I think I had it at 165%. Okay. Let's just do that. Let's do that. And I'll move my screen. Oh, God. I'll move my screen a little bit out of the way. This is a worse situation than usual. I'm going to do this. I'm over here. Okay. Ready? Dynamite Cop. You got a cool picture over here. And you've also got Toy Commander and Virtua Fighter 3 TB. This was the white label era of the Sega Dreamcast, which, as far as I'm concerned, was the best era. When things moved to the black label, not quite as exciting. I don't know exactly why that is for me, but boy, does this image here sing next to the white right here with the little orange guy right there. I love it. Anyway, we're gonna get into Dynamite Cop. I'm going to scroll down. My whole computer seems to be falling apart. Maybe it's because of elections anxiety. Yeah, era is a bold word for it. Maybe epoch is a better term for it. Yes, yeah. The Dreamcast had, I would say, let's say 5 or 6 distinct eras. There were launch day. Was one era. There was the day that they announced that it was being discontinued. That was another era. And then a couple of ones in between. So there we go. Yeah, first good 3D beat 'em up. I think you're right. Oh, okay. I will give some credit where credit's due to the canonical original version. This is a sequel in Japan, right? This was Dynamite Deca 2. What we know of as Die Hard Arcade was the original, and I think that one's pretty good. I think this one's better. There's no question. But Die Hard was pretty good. But it's no Dynamite Cop as far as I'm concerned. Now, the text is going to be really small, and I'm going to just go ahead and read it, if that's okay with all you. You know what else I will do, though, real quick, is I will go ahead and just dip this bad boy in the chat, and we'll read this. Now, I have read this manual before. I read this. Oh, that's right. Harris is in the chat. The text is small because there's a lot to talk about, and he's right. Harris, you might remember you were actually on one of my first streams where I read this one, so it's been a while, but I wanted to revisit it because there's a lot going on. There's a lot to talk about, and I think it's a very culturally relevant. There's a few, I think, culturally relevant characters and concepts in this manual for today. Yeah, no reruns. Harris is saying these are reruns, but I remember the old NBC summertime marketing campaign. If you haven't seen it, it's new to you. So think of this as like going to see a movie at a second run theater. It smells bad, sound is terrible, but we're all here together. So there we go. Let's go ahead and read this. It's extremely small for me too, so I apologize. The story. Here's what we know so far. You, a one Capto. This is off to a great start. You, a one Captain Bruno Dellinger, were rudely awakened from your mandatory 3 hours of sweat-drenched, flashback-having, war-ridden nightmares you call your beauty sleep. The phone just rang like an air raid siren in your head, and at this hour you can't help but stand at attention. I'm going to make this bigger because I truly cannot see this page. And it is not because I'm becoming very old. It's just because the words are small on the screen. Yes, seems that the president of the good old US of A needs your help. A band of modern-day pirates has taken control of the world-famous Bermuda cruise liner. They're heavily armed and dressed like Bluebeard the Biker. This floating fortress of fun also happens to have over 1,000 of the world's most powerful people in the world on board. The president's daughter is among them, and in need of some major life-preserving. You wipe the crust out of your eyes, brush those pearly whites, and suit up. You make sure not to forget your monkey sidekick, Banana. He happens to be your good luck charm and goes over great with the chicks. There's a lot going on here. Just when you thought things were bad, they get worse. The Navy SEALs that have also been called out for this ocean-going party know of you and your incredible talents for bringing down the house. Literally. You've paid more in property damage than in alimony checks. The SEAL... The first time I read that, like months ago, a year ago maybe, I lost my mind. Yeah, you've paid more in property damage than in alimony checks. I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. Unless you were required to pay the alimony checks. We don't know the background of Captain Bruno Dellinger. The SEAL commander doesn't seem to like hotshots and makes sure to politely let you know by yelling and spitting it all over your face. Boy, does this guy need to switch mouthwash? Look, I'm not here to make friends, you say. Oh, really, Bruno? I guess these are the voices. Oh, really, Bruno? The captain replies. So I guess that filthy monkey on your shoulder is your twisted idea of a sidekick. The entire room breaks out in laughter, sans you. These guys don't seem too supportive of your choice in partners, and your monkey just peed on your back from all the commotion. I don't recall any of this happening in the game. Just stay out of our hair, Bruno. These guys are like a bunch of high school bullies. The commander warns, this is our show, and we don't need any organ grinders in this circus. You're right, Captain, you reply, give him a gruff, manly voice. Send in the clowns, that's what I always say. The room goes silent, and with that said, you earn the respect and total hatred of every man in the room. So much for professional courtesy. Your mission is simple. Invade the ship and rescue the hostages, especially the president's daughter. Take out anyone who stands in your way. This is not a PR mission, so use any and all weapons you can find. You'd be surprised at what you can use to drop your swarthy opponents, so keep your eyes peeled. Remember, these pirate rejects are playing for keeps, so stay sharp. Now move out, before the SEALs start clubbing you. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah, there's some good stuff here. There's a lot of, sounds like military intrigue. This is not a PR mission. We do not intend on gaining positive consumer sentiment on this one. Yeah, no. That's not what this is about, I suppose. Yeah, so there we go. I'd be curious what sort of metrics they use for to gauge success, but I guess we'll find that maybe somewhere else here in the manual. You get a lot of good stuff in here. Dynamite Cop is a game about punching and kicking people, but also about throwing things at them. Including nuclear weapons, which is very cool. So we'll just sort of skip on through. Here are some unarmed combat moves. You got your escape, your quick upper, jumping kick, jumping spin kick, dive bomber, reverse fist, sweep, rocket kick, somersault kick, aerial punch, drop kick, follow up, elbow pop, rotating smash, your giant swing, your double arm suplex, your aikido throw, your body slam, brain buster, Frankensteiner, and whirling throw. It's an extremely cool game. How to play Tranquilizer Gun. You can play a, in my opinion, extremely frustrating old arcade game, Tranquilizer Gun. Let's keep on going though. I want to call out here earlier that in the items section. Ooh, cool! This is cool. You can go to a website. Let's see here. Check out. Is this other headline? Is this supposed to say something else? Gallery. Other headline. I don't know what headline means, but anyway, you can go check out dynamite.games.dreamcast.com if anybody wants to check that out and see if that's around. You got some cool weapons in here. I like that you get recommendation levels. So the handgun recommendation level is high, missile launcher high, machine gun high, triple bazooka's only medium, as it turns out. I presume that leads you pretty open. Your anti-tank rifle, that's how we defund the police, is we pay to have a raffle where we take their tanks away. You get the anti-tank rifle, which is also a high recommendation level. And then you get the anti-ship missile, which, despite the fact that you're on a ship and that sounds like it might be dangerous, has a recommendation level of maximum. So we're going to do that. You got some capsules to keep you healthy. You've got a barbell. Recommendation level is medium. Your tuna recommendation level is medium. French bread is low. It's delicious though, but if you are gluten intolerant, I presume that weapon would put me out of the running. I'll tell you that much. You got your iron pipe, your deck brush, and your sushi. The sushi recommendation level is maximum, just like the anti-ship missile. So let's find out a little bit about our characters, starting with our good pal and non-alimony check payer, Captain Bruno Dellinger. Some call him Bruno, some call him Mr. Dynamite, but try not to call him Monkey Boy. Known for his incredible martial arts skills as well as his record for property damage, Captain Bruno is one tough ball of primate-carrying beefcake. He's got a trusted monkey sidekick named Banana and a real love for seeing things go boom. If he isn't in the middle of saving the world from terrorists, he's usually in the middle of trying to save his marriage. These are... They're really into talking about the monkey. That's right, Giant Fan 10. They're really into talking the monkey. And if you had a monkey named Banana, I think that you would too. And maybe after this, we can all, as a group, we can all get together and adopt an ill-advised pet. I think that'll go well. So let's all get monkeys. Let's all call them bananas. And then let's see how things go. Right. Yeah. Giant Fan points, is he or is he not divorced? It sounds like that's kind of in flux, to be honest. I like how reading these it reads like they're on like the Newlyweds show. These are like blind date bios. These are good. So we got Sergeant Jean Ivy. This Navy SEAL trained Spitfire loves to get her kicks, and she usually aims them right at your chin. She loves sushi and Japanese animation. Her turn-ons are cat lovers and long walks on the beach. Her turn-offs are small feet and people who want to take over the world. Proficient in kung fu and sambo. I don't know what sambo is. It's a fighting style, I think, but I don't know. We got Corporal Eddie Brown. Two things relax this guy: reggae and kickboxing. A Navy SEAL since he drop-kicked a referee in the NFL, Eddie is tough as nails and eats them too. When not risking his life for the good of his country, he moonlights for a psychic advice hotline. Young people, folks born after, let's say, 2000, may not know what a psychic advice hotline is, but you could spend probably a lot of money calling one and learning about your future. Space Astro Cat correctly points out that they love cats. Absolutely. We are all, I think, together with Sergeant Gene Ivy on this one. We've got a cool guy coming up by the name of Wolf Hongo, which I think is a great name. Yeah, Flashback 64 has been asking for manuals to have turn-ons and turns-off. Turns on and turns off? Turn-ons? Turns on and off. I think that the Fighting Force 64 manual also has, we'll call it a little romance in there. It's a romantic manual. Romantual. Instruction derby. I don't know, man. Wolf Hongo! This ex-hippie turned international terrorist. Classic. The Marin Taliban. This ex-hippie turned international terrorist is one bad mamma jamma. While being extradited to America, his plane went down over the Bermuda Triangle. Because his body was never recovered, many believed him to be shark food. He has since been cited leading the Caribbean crew in their pirate activities. Known for his dirty fighting and foul BO, this terror of the seven seas takes more hostages than showers. Woo! I need a soundboard so I can have applause. Wolfong goes down here. For some reason I was thinking of these guys. We got a pirate couple. Speaking of romance, the wife is named Ada Mendoza and the husband is Captain Gonzalez. This cute pair of lovebirds will peck your eyes out. Always together and always deadly, these ex-circus stars are quicker than they look. Ada's hip attack is a thing of legend, while Captain Gonzalez can go toe-to-toe with the best of them. The only thing these two badly is pick their clothes. They have a bad fashion sense. We got Dr. Shield in the house. This guy learned all his learned all his martial arts moves from reading too much middle-aged sickly warrior turtles. He is obsessed with comic books and wants to put you permanently out of print. His giant sea turtle shield can protect him from your attacks. Let's hope you have something to protect your nose from his foul pizza breath. P.U. We've got Katsutoshi down here at the bottom with his double blades in hand and tattoos in places we can't show you. Tattoo Toshi lives up to his weirdo name. Not only is this guy in charge of taking out any poor sap that gets in the way of the crew, he keeps everyone's hair nicely trimmed. His dream was to be a famous New York hairdresser, but he failed hair tinting. This is sort of like how Donald Trump really, at the end of the day, just wanted to be like a popular New York celebrity and then came and decided to try and ruin the world. Katsutoshi just wanted something simple, couldn't get it, and let a life of grievance lead him to the high seas, where he is now one of the most feared pirates, alongside Dr. Shield, Ada Mendoza, and Captain Gonzalez, and of course Wolf Hongo. You got Jumbo Matsu. Once a sumo wrestler, now just an angry donut-eating waste of space. Jumbo fights like he eats, like his life depended on it. His punches are like 2 greasy pork chops, and his kicks will give you heartburn. Not even the cruise ship has enough grub to keep this guy happy, and he is mighty PO'd. Hurry, throw him a sandwich. He's just hangry. We've still got some characters to go. Holy moly. We've got Manji. A wannabe ninja with everything to prove and nothing upstairs. Manji learned the art of invisibility from those creepy survivalist magazines, and he hasn't stopped swinging his Ginsu since. Now hired by the Caribbean crew, Manji used his mail-ordered cutlery to wreak havoc on unsuspecting seagoers. This guy needs to get a grappling hook on reality. I do think all of these guys are on the Trump transition team. Not to be political. It's not a day about politics. This is a day about learning the manuals. This is a manual day. We got Shell Guard. This guy is one waterlogged freak of nature, and his taste in backpacks will have you screaming for the tartar sauce. Once a fast food worker for the Crabland restaurant chain, he got tired of working for so little money, but he kind of liked the humiliating costumes. All right. This crab shell uniform not only protects him, but it smells something awful. Use your head when fighting this crusty creep, and don't forget to cover your nose. Everybody, from Captain Bruno Dellinger to the Shell Guard, smells terrible. The one theme here is they all smell terrible. They're all hungry. They're all hangry. There are no heroes in this story. And there's also, you know how they say like, oh, in this movie, New York is almost like a character, right? In this game, the boat is certainly a character, but we even get a character bio for the mystery island that the game ends on. Some pirates and villains, separate, not all pirates. Some pirates and villains call this the Pirate Training Grounds, a place where future pirates will be trained. The details are, however, unclear. Pirate in training. So that's the manual for Dynamite Cop. Harris asks the important question. I mean, there's a lot of important questions, I think, in chat, and I have been focused so heavily on the manual that I haven't gotten to see. So apologies. Do we think Tim Walz played Dynamite Cop? I think if I had to guess, I'm going to, this is going to be a disappointing answer. I think he didn't. My guess is he never played Dynamite Cop, not because he wouldn't have liked it. I think that he would have liked it quite a bit, but I think that he just wasn't made aware of it. That's my thinking. If he did, I bet, and I hope that he would love this manual. Oh, maybe he did in the arcades, actually. Yes, that's right. I forget that this was in the arcades as well. Maybe Tim Walz was actually hoping to just get like a Naomi board for his home, but he settled on the Dreamcast instead. So after the campaign is over, he'll have some time. We can send him some Dreamcast suggestions, some eBay links, so that he can pick up a few copies, or a GDEMU. We got to thank a few folks for doing this. Sega of America localization producer. I always want to call out the folks who made the stuff that we love. We have Osamu Shibamiya. We have the lead tester, Mike Dobbins, and the assistant lead tester, Arnold Fiener. So Mike Dobbins and Arnold Fiener, thank you for doing the God's work of testing. We also have marketing senior producer Andrew Stein and associate product manager Stacy Kerr, who we will see in basically every Dreamcast manual as far as I can tell. Special thanks to John Armicon, Rod McNevin, Scott Atkins, Sandy Castagnola, Sean Doige, and Mike McCollum. The manual staff. We have a manual staff on hand today. Writer, editor, translator Michael Hana. Writer Fumiaki Tamura. DTP operator, I don't know what that means, down to print. Makoto Nishino. Designer Hayato Takabayashi. And supervisor Kaoru Ichigozaki. So there we go. And shout out to the manual staff, the cross-Pacific manual staff, I think, potentially here. I think they might have taken a lot of the Dreamcast games, have the manual fully put together in Japanese over in Japan for the Japanese release, and then they just translate it but keep all the cool designs for the American version, which gives us some gosh darn good magazines to read, some gosh darn good books. So that's Dynamite Cop. How's everybody doing today? Is everybody doing okay? I'm thinking about doing another manual, but I haven't made it too far. I'm wondering if we should do... Let's go with... What's a renovation game on the Sega? Oh, yeah. Do we actually have any requests? Do we have any requests? I'm happy to do a request if we've got any. Otherwise, I was thinking about doing... I don't know. You know what? Let me look here. Let's just do this. You can see my screen, so don't share all my secrets. Sega Genesis renovation games. A lot of those have some fun stuff. Oh wait, hold on, Harris. Silent Hill 2. Okay. Thank you, Harris. Silent Hill 2 manual PDF. Silent Hill Memories. Let's take a look. Oh boy. Are we gonna get a full page experience? Ooh, yeah. Okay. Hold on. This page is messed up. Hold the phone. Bear with me here. Okay, it's just loading. It's just loading. It's loading real slow. All right, folks. We're going to do Silent Hill. And one of the most frightening components is how slowly everything is loading. I'm going to refresh the page and see if this fixes it. I'm going to go to a different version of this because, oh my god. Let's see. The second one. Is this any better? Silent Hill 2. Okay. I think we got it. Only the highest quality scans. You can also, so you can get Silent... Is this... This is a PlayStation... Yes, okay. PlayStation 2 game. We've got Silent Hill 2. A game on the PlayStation 2. McMahon, this is too crisp. But I believe that we might be in for some crisp storytelling on top of the crisp scans. I'm excited about this. You have a chance here, if you are a PlayStation 2 owner, to not only pick up and play Silent Hill 2, the latest from our friends at Konami, visit their website at konami.com, but also Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. My opinion is that Metal Gear Solid 2 is not a game that I love, but that's okay. I think it took some swings, and I appreciate that about it. But let's talk about something that is cool. You've got installing the game. Do we install the game on PlayStation? Wow, the font is a lot. I'm going to zoom in, and we're going to have to scroll back and forth. Is that okay with everybody? Again, this is not how we usually do it. In order to... Oh, this is a computer manual. Hold the phone. Does this tell us all the same stuff? Do we still get everything we need? Yes. Okay, we're good. We're fine. This is a PC manual. So if anybody needs to know, in order to install and play it, you have to install the program on your computer's hard drive. CD1 contains an auto-run screen that automatically guides you through the installation process. So we don't have to worry about that here too much, but you're going to have to do a lot of stuff with your computer. Once you have installed the game, there are several ways to begin playing it. I will let you all figure this out. You know what we can do here? If you all need to figure out how to install and run this game on your computer, you can take a look at this manual right here. So this is the PC version, apparently. But it looks like it's largely the same, so let's find out. You got your keyboard controls. It's all fantastic. Check out this guy over here. This is how I feel when I'm asked to install a game. This is why I'm not a PC player. So this is what happens to me. I make this face and I say, I don't understand. I don't understand. 3 years ago, we got the prologue. Look at all this. Look at all this font. 3 years ago, James Sunderland's wife, Mary, became seriously ill and passed away. James attempted to pull his life back together after the tragic loss, but struggled to get back on his feet. Do I not have music going on here? Oh, I do. Okay, it was between tracks. I'm sorry. The emotional pain and emptiness left James in a constant state of mourning. Then one day, and given the fog, I feel like the way that the fog rolls in, the whole town seems to be in a constant state of mourning because it's the morning time, and the fog is rolling in. Then one day, we try things, right? We sometimes just talk to see kind of what works. Then one day, a cryptic letter arrives, signed by Mary, written in her own handwriting. In the letter, Mary has written, "In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you." That's kind of the same letter that Mario got from Peach in Mario 64. James is confused and disturbed by the letter. He questions whether Mary is somehow still alive or if this could be a cruel hoax. "I still don't believe it, yet I must go back to Silent Hill to find the truth. Our special place. What does that mean?" Shrouded in mystery and driven by the desire to uncover the truth. That was my PlayStation 2 protagonist voice. Shrouded in mystery and driven by the desire to uncover the truth, James sets off for the town of Silent Hill. As James approaches Silent Hill, the fog begins to thicken. The main road into the center of town seems to be completely blocked off. James decides to leave his car behind and continues on foot. He enters an old decrepit building by the side of the road and stares at his reflection in the mirror. Mary, could you really be in this town? And then we get the starting the game. Thank you, Harris says I nailed James's voice. I presume. I've never played Silent Hill 2 because I was too scared when I was playing Silent Hill 1. It was a scary game for me, and I couldn't handle it. So there we go. Playing the game, James has returned to Silent Hill to uncover the truth about his late wife, Mary. As James ventures deeper into town, he must successfully overcome the increasingly difficult challenges that await him. What is the origin of the mysterious letter? What other dark secrets lay within Silent Hill? As you explore the town of Silent Hill, keep an eye out for additional supplies and special objects. If James is interested in a particular object, he'll turn his head in the direction of the object. Walk up to the object and press Action, space button by default if you're on the computer, to pick up or interact with it. Hold down the search mode key, S by default, to move the camera behind James, and press left, right, up, and down to look around the current location. So you get a lot of good stuff here, how to use a computer, how to press the buttons. There's so many buttons on the computer's controller, which is a keyboard. I'm going to start calling it the controller and see what happens. There's a lot of information about playing the game. The combat, important for you all to know. You will encounter some horrible and twisted creatures during your journey. Fortunately, you'll find various weapons along the way. That is fortunate. You can pause the game. You can load the game. You got weapons. Now these weapons, unlike Dynamite Cop, don't have recommendation levels, so I'll provide those myself. Feel free to share in the chat your recommendation level. Wooden plank is a large wooden board with a few nails hammered through the end. The plank is thin enough to hold in one hand and swing easily. I'm going to put that at recommendation level medium plus. It's medium, but a little bit better. B minus. Handgun. Ordinary handgun that loads ammunition from magazines. Use the handgun for long distance attacks, but be resourceful with the ammo. Let the enemies get closer to maximize the damage of each shot. Recommendation level, above average. Handgun bullets, boxes of ammo. Yeah, that's important. That doesn't get a recommendation level. It sort of slots into the handgun itself. Then you've got a chainsaw, slow but powerful weapon. You may find one of these lying around on beginner and easy combat difficulty settings. That, to me, is a recommendation level extreme. First aid kits, health drinks, radio appears to be broken and not receiving any broadcasts. All you hear is white noise. However, it becomes louder when there are enemies nearby. This might be useful, after all, it says. That was the thing that scared me too much in the first game, was the radio, the white noise. And you know what? Kids today, when they made Silent Hill 2 remake, do young people is the radio white noise thing, does that even make sense anymore? Do they still do white noise? We've long since passed the days of turning your TV on and getting the white noise on the screen. What noise do they get now? Do kids even know what a radio is? Does anybody born after 1980? I'll go with 2002. Does anybody born after 2002 even know what a radio is? Ooh, the radio plays out of the controller in the PS5 remake. That is a great touch, and is officially confirming for me that this is too scary. It's scary just thinking about this. The flashlight can be turned on or off. That is a good thing for a flashlight to be able to do. We'll keep on rolling, and let's learn a little bit about our characters. James Sunderland. 3 years ago, his beloved wife Mary became seriously ill and passed away. James was wasting away in empty, lifeless days of mourning when a strange letter arrived. Okay, a quick pause. This is essentially the same setup to the manual for Gex in terms of character motivation. So James Sunderland and Gex, have you ever seen them in the same place at the same time? Yes. And apparently, Harris says the remake seemingly still takes place in the early 2000s. A key item in the original is a VHS tape, and it's still a tape in the remake. That is pretty cool. I like that. The name of the sender was Mary Shepard Sunderland, his late wife. The cryptic letter beckoned James to meet her in Silent Hill, a town that once held great meaning for the couple. Although he firmly believes his wife is not alive, James questions the origins of the letter and is determined to find the truth by returning to Silent Hill. Yes, we are seeing, I think, a problem here with this version of the manual. And I'm going to go and do something. Silent Hill manual, Silent Hill 2 PS2 manual PDF, because Harris is pointing out in the chat that there is uh, there's some important context, I think, that we're missing in here. This is a crappy way to do this. Okay, whatever. We'll do it this way. James Sunderland. I'm clicking through. Oh, there we go. I want to know the story for this. So, in the PC version, we don't get to know anything about James Sunderland. We don't know who he is. We don't know what's going on with him. We know a little bit about his late wife and all that kind of stuff, but we don't know anything important about him, unlike in the PS2 manual, where we get to know that his age is unknown, though I'm presuming somewhere in his 30s or 40s. I can't imagine he doesn't look like he's in his 70s, and he doesn't look like he's a tween. And his occupation is protagonist. This is good. Thank you for calling this out. I am glad. Yeah, happy birthday, James Sunderland. It's your birthday. Happy 40s, and congratulations on your new role. When he got this, when the game came out, he put up one of those like LinkedIn animations of the cherry falling on top of the cupcake. He's starting a new role as protagonist in Silent Hill 2. Happy birthday to James Sunderland. He's returning to Silent Hill to just check in, see how things are going. I'm presuming they won't go super great for him. Who do we have on the next page? We got a few folks. Let's start with Angela on the bottom. Although I'm starting to see why they removed the age and occupations, because there's just not a lot to say, I guess. Angela Orozco. She is also of unknown age, and her occupation is just completely unknown. It's because she has a hidden LinkedIn page. James first meets her in a cemetery, and from the beginning, there is something shadowy about her. Not surprising. Ever since childhood, she was convinced that she would never be happy. She ran away from home shortly after graduating from high school, but her father found her and dragged her back home. She ran away from home again, this time to Silent Hill. But now, she is lost. And then we got Maria, who is also of unknown age and also of unknown occupation. On the surface, Maria looks exactly like James's late wife. However, Maria's hairstyle and taste in clothing are completely different. Her personality, cheerful and energetic, is also the exact opposite of Mary's. When James first meets Maria, he is shocked by the resemblance as well as the intimacy of their conversation, as if they had known each other for years. After learning of his purpose in Silent Hill, Maria is interested in his search for Mary and decides to accompany him. This is remarkable. I get it. I see why. I see why this manual got changed for the PC version, but I think this is good. Laura, we don't know how old she is, and we don't know what she does. She's a stubborn, bratty little girl who does whatever she wants and suddenly goes on her way. She crosses James' path throughout his search and seems to know more about Mary than what she reveals. Coincidentally, she was a patient in the same hospital as Mary, and they became very close. Mary loved her as her own daughter. Perhaps she holds the truth that James is seeking. Don't know why Mary would love her. She sounds like a terrible kid. Then we got Eddie Dombrowski, again making the face that I make when I'm trying to figure out how to use a computer. He is of unknown age. Let's go with 9. And his occupation is unknown, so podcast producer. Eddie is a simple-minded, clumsy, and useless man. So he is a podcast producer. Just kidding, just kidding. Just kidding. I'm thinking about the Joe Rogans of the world. I'm just kidding. I'm producing this stream. And useless, a simple-minded, clumsy, and useless man. He's a stupid idiot. Eddie's a stupid moron, a dumb idiot, who is deeply terrified of getting hurt. He has a gentle, quiet personality, but also possesses another side that he cannot control when angered. What is his purpose in Silent Hill? Harris says Maria's outfit is a one-to-one recreation of an outfit Christina Aguilera wore to the VMAs. Is that true? This game rules. Maybe I should play this. Maybe it doesn't matter how scared I am. We've still got the wooden plank. We got the handgun bullet. We don't have a chainsaw in here, which is an interesting thing. So as it turns out, we don't get any S rank recommendations. So sorry, wooden plank, you're fine. Yeah, this style of this wooden plank is very similar to wood used at construction sites. Ordinary handguns, yep, absolutely. You got your first aid kit. One other difference over here is that you got Mary's letter. The letter from Mary inside a plain white envelope. The back of the envelope says Mary. That's how you know who it's from. Okay, Harris has posted an image. Oh my God. Wow. You're not kidding. This is something else. I think this manual might be the one that breaks my brain completely. Okay, well, yeah, there we go. So, Christina Aguilera, a character in Silent Hill 2. That's pretty cool. Good to know. Thank you for that. Andrew Elmore is back. Hey, Andrew Elmore. I don't know if you saw, but it turns out that Mary, and you may already know this. You know everything about video games, but you may not know this. Harris in the chat told us that that Mary's costume in the game, Mary's clothes in the game, are a direct recreation of something that Christina Aguilera wore to the Video Music Awards at some point. And here's the proof. Wow. So there we go. Yep. So that's that. You've got some good stuff over here. Using items. I don't know what else there is in this magazine, so let's keep going. Keep calling them magazines today, but let's roll with it. Brightness level, screen position. You get some volume, but we don't get to hear the music. I would like to know when we stopped having the ability to listen to every sound and every bit of music in a game's settings menu. So that's where we get. And the wall textures in the first school, Andrew Elmore tells us, in the first game are based on reference stills from Kindergarten Cop to learn what American schools look like. Jesus. You know what? Honestly, the way things are right now, I actually feel like the Hell version of the school is itself a good representation of what American schools look like these days. Search view. Light and sound. The monsters have eyes and ears and use these to locate James. If they are not alerted to James's presence, they may not attack. Turn off the flashlight and carefully bypass unnecessary confrontations. However, with the flashlight off, this is not that kind of stream. James cannot search or look at the map, and his accuracy with projectile weapons will greatly decrease. Pay close attention to the sounds in the game, such as echoes and noises, to gauge the approximate positioning and location of the sounds. James can stay fully prepared for the worst by listening closely to the atmosphere and environment all around him. That's kind of what I was doing this morning, and just watching like CNN and MSNBC, and then decided I'm not doing myself any good by staying fully prepared for the worst by listening closely to the sights and sounds around me. So I stopped. I also will say this, that when I played horror games at this time, back in the day, I could not play with the sound on because, yet again, I was scared. So I played what little I did play of this game and the entirety of Resident Evil 1 with classical music playing on my nearby boombox. So that was the time. Harris sent something in the chat. I am going to go ahead and share it without thinking about it and looking at it. I am going to trust. Oh my God, the Kindergarten Cop to Silent Hill pipeline. Holy smokes. Man, video games are so cool. This is one of the things that if I can be earnest, I guess, I'll still be Nick, but if I can be earnest for a minute, I think like those sorts of touches, those sorts of little endearing touches, and things that like make the game feel, again, made by people, right? It's like silly that they're using stills from Kindergarten Cop and stuff from Kindergarten Cop, but it's so endearing, and it makes games like this and games from this era in particular feel so like lived in and grounded, and I love it. So yeah. So that's how I feel. And you're right, Andrew Elmer points, never trust a link from Harris. I am insane. That's why I did it. I'm throwing caution to the wind today. I'm throwing caution to the wind today because what's the worst that could happen these days? The radio will alert the player to a monster's presence with white noise. The white noise will change depending on the number and distances of the monsters. Learn how to interpret the pitch of the white noise to identify danger that you cannot see. The monsters cannot hear the radio noise, so turning it off would be foolish. Don't do it, you idiot. That's like what that other character is, that dumb idiot guy in the character bios. All right, and here we go. We got I don't have a terry. Flashback 64 is asking, do I have a terry cloth shirt on right now? I don't have a terry cloth shirt. This is just a like a North Face jacket. So no terry cloth today. I thought about doing some terry cloth for the election, but I didn't get to do it because I blew it. My favorite, Harris says, my favorite. There's an icon in front of some of the words here, so I don't know what it says. Of these, is that the Silent Hill 2 character Eddie got his name from Eddie Murphy. According to the original Japanese developers, it's because, like Eddie Murphy, Eddie is funny. Eddie is not a funny character; he's a murderer. Spoiler alert. It is comfy. Flashback 64. Thank you. It is comfy. Yes, and Meep has actually a very important question in there. Can we talk about why you and your arcade cabinets are stuffed into a room with a furnace? That's because I'm being punished for the sins of previous lives and this one as well. It's because it's the only place where the office is. There's an office space here. When we bought the house, they decorated it as an office, and that was before the pandemic. And I was like, that's all right. I don't actually need an office because I go into an office. That's okay. And then the pandemic hit, and I live here now forever. So just threw all this stuff down here. It's also out of the way enough that I can have my problematic relationship with collecting video games away from the rest of the family, so they can only have to deal with it in terms of the broader disappointment that entails, as opposed to having to have it all nearby. And it's also because I got all that heat. That's exactly right. Thank you, Andrew. So yes, that's why I'm down here. The room also got really dark a minute ago because I think a cloud went overhead. It's not usually this dark, but yes. So that's it. Are the video games more of a problem, or are the manuals more of a problem? Flashback 64 is a good question. I will answer that briefly. The manuals are a deeper. The manuals are a more pronounced problem in theory and in concept, because I really don't need to buy them because they exist online. But they are less of a real problem because I stopped buying them, mostly because I can find most of them online now. And I started to realize folks want to be able to see these cool pictures in these neato little books. So yes. So is the music still? The music should be. Let me see which music it is. Oh. I'm sorry about the music. I thought the music, so I don't know how to use this stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. The music was supposed to continue being Andrew's music. So yes, this was supposed to be that. Give me a second here. I'm just gonna remove the music because the music was supposed to be VLC video source 3. And let's see if that's the right one. There we go. It was supposed to be this. I was here having a nice time trying to make sure that folks could enjoy themselves on HELLection Day 2024, and yet I instead made everyone scared. So we've got, and I'm going to move my little pick here. Actually, if I scoot this to the side, that's better. It's going to be hard to see these, but let's read a few credits. Is that okay? We've got still picture. This is a very low. This is like a low quality scran. So I can't actually see. Let's zoom. Oh boy. Okay. We got the director was Masashi Isuboyama. Let's see, we've got a lot of good names here. 3D Sound Library from Sony Corporation. Sounds cool. Nice to have that kind of in-house. You've got Konami Corporation. I want to see if there's any good manual works or any good testers. Are there testers? Do we have any testers? Motion voice actor. Guy Sihi, I can't see this very well. Monica Horgan, Donna Burke, David Schaffel, Jakey Breckenridge, Dominic Allen, and Dennis Fa? I can't see it, so I apologize. I'm not purposely trying to butcher anybody's name. I just can't see. Konami of America, Ken Ogasawara was the producer. VP of Marketing was Chris Garsky. Director of Marketing was Rick Naylor. Let's see here. Senior Public Relations Specialist David Chen. Cherry McKinnon was the Director of Marketing Communications. The web coordinator was Satoko Hozumi. The website was made by Media Revolution and Konami Computer Entertainment International, it looks like. Consumer Services, here we go. QA Manager Michael Klug. Testers Ian Rosenfield and Ian Marsden. We had 2 testers, both of whom were named Ian. You got QA Liaison was Kengo Kishimoto. Packaging and manual design was done by Department X. Special thanks, Bender, Helper Impact, Daniel Castillo, Catherine Fowler, Yukako Hamaguchi, Akihiro Imamura, Gozo Kitaro, Shigeo Kodaira, Michael Miller, Kaz Nirasawa, Brett, this is difficulty level times 1,000 for me right now. Brett Robinson, Matt Robinson, Sato Takayoshi, Sato Works, Tim Vaught, Ishihiko Yamamoto, Akira Yamaoka, and everyone at Konami of America. And that is the manual for that. Thank you very much. Yes, so there we go. Whew, we did it. Always forget, Andrew Elmore says, that Donna Burke has been at Konami forever. She was Angela in Silent Hill 2, but she also sang that song from Metal Gear Solid 5. Oh, and she's the English voice of the Shinkansen train announcements. That is insane. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, this is great. Yes, and an important note from Andrew Elmore, there is an important GeForce Experience driver update ready to go. That is what we need to know on this day. So, yeah, I don't know. What time is it? 1 o'clock? I guess it's probably time to get back to the real world. I guess it's probably time to just sort of swing on through. I'll do another one of these tomorrow on my regular time, I think, because this is fun. But this was fun to just hang out, I guess. Unless anyone has a really powerful manual they absolutely have got to see today, we can get off on our way, and I will say this much, and again, I'm happy to do it. I just don't have one off the top of my head. I am so grateful to everybody for coming to the bonus derby. Thank you, Bijatron. Thank you, Harris. Thank you, Andrew Elmore. Thank you, Flashback64. Thank you, Meep. Thank you, everybody who joined. Sorry if I forgot, I missed a name. War Gods. Yes, you know what? Let's do War Gods. I'll do this. War Gods and the other one on the N64 that I was forgetting about. Maybe I'll do tomorrow. We'll see. There we go. Thank you, everybody. Have a great one. I'm going to go back to this, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Good luck out there. Be good to yourselves. Bye. It says stream starts soon, but it is not going to start soon. Stream's over. Stream's over. Stream's over. Thank you, everybody. Go vote. Bye. Unless you're going to vote badly, and then don't vote. Stream starts soon. This is how I get locked in a loop forever of endless streaming. That sounds okay to me, actually. Okay, bye.